Okay, fine. You know what? You know what? We'll do this anyways. Alright, so I'll start telling the stories again, because, that happened. Alright, so basically when I was in 6th grade, and every single 6th grade class did this every year, we would save up a decent chunk of money so we could go on a week-long field trip to a place called Sergeant Center, which, if you have not heard of it, it is essentially nature's classroom. If you have not heard of that, it's basically a place where you go, and it's just filled with a bunch of team building exercises. So we did that for a week, and I had some pretty good memories of that place. But yeah, so I figured I'd tell you a story from that, and then I'll tell you a story from like in class. But yeah, when I was there, the final day we went on a high ropes course, and there's 3 ways to get up to the high ropes course, or like to get like up in the air, like to get started. You know what I mean, right? So one was a cargo net, 2 was a ladder, and 3 was 2 telephone poles like leaned up on like a platform with like planks in between. It was very strange, but I mean that's the way I chose. And the thing you need to know to understand the story is that I have a pretty bad fear of heights, or used to. I still kind of do, but it's not as bad. And so when I got up there, the first thing that I needed to go on from like that way that I went was a tightrope. And we were only 20 feet up in the air, but that's pretty scary for someone who has fear of heights. So did not like that very much. But basically, funny part of this story is that on that tightrope, what am I saying? So on that tightrope, I got so scared that my camp counselor had to come up onto the tightrope and like let me grab onto him just so I was assured that I wasn't gonna fall or something like that. I don't really know, honestly, but that happened. So I was like clenching my eyes. I still have a picture of this because my teacher was taking pictures. But I was like terrified. I had my eyes closed. I was like grabbing onto him, and he would just walk, and I would walk with him basically, because I didn't want to step on my own. So I figured, my eyes are closed. I'm just gonna make a wrong step. So he was guiding my feet basically. And so yeah, we eventually got up to the top, and then at the top you just go down a zip line. So we went down the zip line together, and it was a thing. So I was pretty terrified the entire time. I managed to make it and survive. Alright, so back to story time. I don't really like this map that much. Alright, so story time. This one is from like in class. So my teacher in 6th grade, he had like this fake money system. I don't really know how to describe it other than that he gave us jobs, and we were paid for doing the jobs with fake currency, and then we could buy things with them. But yeah, so he basically, to get your job, you had to like what? So what is? I'm so confused. Okay, so back to the back to the story. Basically, you would like look at what jobs you wanted, and there's like different paying jobs. So like one of the higher paying jobs was a better job to aim for, which is what I aimed for. So I tried to get what he called the class manager, I think. I don't really remember the exact name. It was something manager, which basically is his personal assistant. And basically, I applied for that job because that was the highest paying job. You got like $300 a week, which didn't sound like much, but it was pretty good, honestly. Like, it was a lot of money. So, applied for that job. I thought my resume, quote unquote resume, it was literally just a paragraph explaining as to why you think you deserve the job. I wrote a whole paragraph as to why I think I should get a fake job. So, yeah. And basically, he read it. Only one other person applied for that job. I just bought extra blocks. Only one other person applied for that job. I'm like, oh, this is gonna be awesome. This person does even try in school. I'm gonna definitely get the job. Guess what? He gave it to her. And I was just so angry. Like, I mean, it was like pretty annoying. Cause like, I couldn't. I literally, after, I mean, I was in 6th grade. I was still pretty young. I mean, I still am pretty young, but like, I've matured a lot. But it's only been 2 years, 3 maybe. I don't know. Anyways, so as he announces who everyone gets the job, but he holds that job for last. And you could apply for more than one job, but me being so confident, I only applied for that job. And so, he announced who got that job last, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm about to get this. And then he like, and I'm not gonna say her name for confidentiality. I'm not buying more blocks. And so, like all confident that I was about to get it. And when he said her name, I was just like, what is my life? And so then I like walked over to her and like congratulated her and shook her hand while I was choking back tears. Might have been a little bit exaggerated, but still, you get the point. I was very mad. And I go home to my parents. I'm like, he gave it to like the worst student in our class. And my mom was like, well, I mean, come on, that's not true. I'm like, yes, she is like the least hardworking person I know. And so, yeah, I don't know why any of this is relevant to the stories. This has nothing to do with the story. Alright, so back to the actual story. I basically, at the end of every year, he held like an auction type thing, like where you could use your fake money to buy real items, because you'd go out and buy real items and then put them on the auction. So some of the items were like, I don't know, like a gift card or something, I don't know. But then some of them are like, they're just, they're inanimate objects, essentially. And so, one of the inanimate objects that you can purchase is, so every year, the entire school would go on a field day, and we would just go swimming and have a good time. And so, basically, every field day, one of his students would throw a pie into his face, and you bought that at the auction. And I was never the richest kid, but I had like the second highest paying job, just because I didn't get the first highest paying job. So, sorry, I didn't itch on my nose. Alright, so basically, I had a decent amount of money, but I didn't have like the most money. And even people with like a lower paying job, like they still had more money than me somehow. I think it was because I was always getting in trouble because me and him kind of like hated each other. I honestly don't know why. We just did. So that was what was up. So anyways, me hating my teacher, kind of, not really, but I just we had a very bad relationship, kind of like we just kind of didn't like, we would basically make each other mad, and it didn't always end well because I'd always end up in trouble. That's probably why, because he could fine us too, quote unquote fine us, like take our money away, because you know he's just like the all father. This is all trap, man. I'm gonna trap you. You're gonna want those. Go quick. Die, peasant. Die, peasant. Get off the map. Yeah, you saw what I just did to him. I threw him off the map. Come at me. Yeah, see. She's. I don't even know what that is. It's got. Oh, you want more? Oh. Oh boy. LOL. Basically, me having not that much money, I bought the chance to throw 100, yes, 100 water balloons at my teacher, and my classmates. I was like, oh boy, this is gonna be good. I'm gonna get so much revenge. I almost said his name again, on my teacher. Um, and so basically, I just drew a blank. So the day comes, everyone has the bathing suits, and they line up on a wall at our school, and I just start pelting them with water balloons. I missed so many because I have really bad aim when it comes to throwing. Like, I had it, but now I have pretty good aim. I'm actually pretty good at throwing things like baseballs and stuff, or like footballs. Anyways, my aim was terrible, so I missed so many of my classmates, and they're literally all standing like right shoulder to shoulder on a wall. And so I don't know how I missed so many of them. Anyways, it's gonna be overpowered again. All right, so basically, um, they're lining up. I'm missing all the throws. They're hardly wet. Remember, they're in bathing suits, and at the time I didn't know this, but by the time I was done, okay, Owen, go stand by the wall. I'm like, why? And he whips out, like, he goes back into the classroom, and he just comes running out with another whole tub full of 100 more water balloons. And he's like, guys, just start throwing. I'm like, what? This is hacks. I'm like, this is not even fair. I did not bring a bathing suit or anything. I did not expect to get wet at all that day. I was just like, this is not fair. And so I just got pelted with water balloons. Of course, my classmates just have the greatest aim ever somehow. No clue how. But I just go home soaked in wet cotton, and I'm just sitting on the bus ride, most miserable bus ride of my entire life. And all my exes, they brought a bathing suit, so they just changed back into their dry clothes. And I was like, wow, this was just, I just got jebaited, like, for real. I was just so upset. I was like, this is not fair. I was like, can I sue you? Like, is that an option? Because, like, I mean, I should be able to sue people. And I think, I can't quite remember if he actually let me, but I think he did let me sue him. Or, like, try to sue him, but I don't think I ended up suing on trial, I think I was able to try to sue him, but I don't think I ever did. Like, I don't think it was a successful sue. So, that happened. But yeah, that happened. That was kind of annoying. At that point, I just, like, never trusted him. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I was thinking about doing a, sort of Minecraft Let's Play, like, making a survival world, and then just surviving. I don't know. Let me know what you think about it in the comments. If you don't want me to do it, I won't, but if you do, I will. I don't know. I kind of want to get this video to 14 subscribers. I'm already making like demands, But, just see if you can get this video to 5 likes. That'd be great, honestly. That'd make my day. So, see if you can do that. Make that happen. So yeah. Hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next video. I know I haven't been uploading that often. I don't know. I just haven't been in the mood, but I'm gonna start uploading more frequently again. So yeah, hope you enjoyed, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.